There are many type of softwares that are used by brokerages in order to complete the compliance review. Today we are going to review Dotloop. Hello and welcome back. My name is Cecilia Peralta. I am a virtual assistant, and in this channel I share tips, tutorials, and industry insights to help virtual assistants become successful business owners. So a lot of you were wondering how to use Dotloop or SkySlope or Command in order to submit the documents for broker review for compliance. So today we are going to review Dotloop. Okay, so here we are in my computer, and as I mentioned before, we are going to be reviewing Dotloop today. So a lot of different brokerages provide Dotloop to their agent, so their agents can upload the document for compliance review. So I'm sure you know that the broker has to supervise what the real estate agent is doing. And that is a way to do that, okay? Reviewing the documents. And not just that, they have to approve it prior to closing. So this is time sensitive, of course. First, because, the legal aspect. It's great to have the broker review as soon as possible the documents, because if something is not looking right, then the broker can inform us or the agent and we can make corrections. And second, because the agents are not going to be able to receive their commission unless that the file is approved. I know a lot of agents that they always get paid after closing. Why? Because sometimes they don't use transaction coordinators, because sometimes they are super busy trying to get more deals under contract, negotiating, taking care of showings, taking care of inspections, appraisals, you name it. And they kind of neglect the file, okay? And at the end, they don't get paid at the closing table. There is always a delay. So this is why they hire us, right? Transaction coordinators. So we can take care of this aspect of the business, and we can help them to, monitor the compliance. Now, it doesn't mean that we are doing compliance for them. Obviously, the compliance is going to be done by the broker. However, before submitting things for compliance, as this is, what we need to do is to make sure that we submit a complete file, that all the signatures are there in the document. It's almost like doing an audit on the document before we submit it. Now, if we submit the file and there is some type of error, they are going to let us know. So let's take a quick tour on Dotloop. So at the top, you're going to have different options like reporting, loops, tasks, people, and templates. And we're going to review them, no worries. Now here, I have it covered for privacy, but normally you're going to see your name or your company name here. Now, activity log and notifications. So let's start reviewing one by one. Let's go to reporting. Okay, so for example, here you can see the loops for the last 60 days, and you're going to see in green the complete ones, in yellow the under contract, fell throughs, and starting. So that is a tool that obviously is catered to the real estate agents, so they can know exactly how many transactions they start, right? They can use it as a good measurement on how well are they doing in their business. Now, some realtors don't even use it, don't even take advantage of that. And that might be a really nice tool for you to help your realtors to understand how well they're doing. So take a look, and you might be incorporating this type of reports when you give information, when you give updates to your agents. Now, the second option here is the loops. So here you're going to be able to create loops and manage them, and at least you can see them. Now, you can also select different type of views for the loops, okay? Now, for example, I'm sorting them for the last updated, but you could potentially choose creation date, you could potentially choose transaction price or listed date whatever. You have many different options, whatever works best for you. Now on the filters, you can also select the hide archived and show all. So you have many different ways to customize that one. Here, you can see the grid view, the list view, or the compact view. Okay, so that is the list view. That is how you're going to see that. I personally like better the grid view because you can see the photos of the properties. So to me, it's like more appealing, but it's just the preference. Under the compact view, you're going to see here on the left the address, which obviously is covered for obvious reasons. And here, you're going to see the type of transaction it is, the status, the closing date, tags, last updated, etc. Now, let's move to tasks. Now, when it comes to the tasks, you're going to see a listing here, and you can see the tasks that are assigned to you, the tasks that are overdue, complete, or all the tasks. So personally, I don't use this particular feature here in Dotloop just because I have my task management software, which is OTC, and I, kind of manage everything from one place. Now, let's review people. That is the next tab in here. So here we have two types of people. You have the trusted service providers, which are your preferred vendors, and you have your contacts. Okay, and when you click on contacts, you're going to see the names, the email addresses, and the phone numbers. Okay, so when it comes to templates, I love that part of Dotloop. You can upload your templates and you can make them fillable. Basically, what I do is I create folders for particular type of transactions, and I know where to go to find them. For example, if I'm going to help one of my agents with referral agreement, then I do have a folder for referral agreements, so I know where to find certain type of documentation. So again, these type of things are customizable and they need to make sense for you, for the type of services that you offer and for your own operations. But templates are awesome. Okay, so for the activity log and the notification here on the top, those are kind of self-explanatory because the activity log is going to be basically everything that got registered. If you create a loop, it's going to be registered with the name of the person who created, with the address of the loop, and with the day and time. If someone add a document, it's going to be registered. If someone sign a document, it's going to be registered. Now, for the notifications, right? Every time that someone signs a document that you share with them, then you will see it under notifications. Now, let's go ahead and create a loop so we can have an idea on how to do that. It's super simple. You just have to go here to the corner, add loop. And now you're going to, type either the property address or the MLS number if you have it. Okay, so for example, that's a great example. You have 1234 ABC in Columbus, listed by Sell for 1% Realtors. You have 1234 ABCD Lane listed by Willona Dyson, and you have 1234 ABCD Road, Google Maps. So normally what I do, and that is again my personal preference, I go with the address, right? As you can see, this property is actually located in India, but that's fine. We're going to use it as an example. So we're going to hit continue. And here we could potentially upload a photo if you have one. If not, you can just click on done. And that is how you create a loop. It's super crazy simple. Now, your loop is going to look like that, and you can select the type of loop it is. So let's pretend that this is for a purchase, okay? Now, the status, super important for your own organization. In this case, let's say that the property is under contract. Enter the price. So let's say that that property was $300,000, okay? So you can enter the closing date. So let's say that that property closed on June the 20th, and we are going to view the loop. Okay, so here we are at the loop, and you have the information. It's a purchase, it's under contract, it's for 300,000, and it's closing on June the 20th. Okay, now you can create different folders. You can add folder, and you can add document. Okay, so you can also rename the folder, like for example, purchase, and you can rename this one as miscellaneous documents. So you're going to create folders based on the type of organization you want to have inside the loop. Okay, whatever makes sense again for you, for your operations. Now, in the case that you are working for a realtor and they are using Dotloop for compliance review, most likely you're going to already see some type of structure in the loop that the broker already set up. Here you're going to be adding the documents, and it's super, super simple. And here you have a couple of options. You can browse or drag and drop the file. You can add a template, or you can have the option to attach the files to an email and send them directly to this folder. And they're going to give you here the information you need. You just need to copy that. So we're going to attach a couple of templates. Let's say that we have an addendum. Let's say that we have the as-is residential contract. You can use this search bar to find what you're looking for. So let's say that you want to fill out an addendum or form of any type, right? So Dotloop is going to allow you to complete the form from this autofill. So if you already add the people or the roles, then you're going to be able to select them right here. Now, for the property, we already have the address. So let's say that the contract date is today. And let's say that we have that legal description. Let's say that Cecilia Peralta is actually the buyer. So we are going to add the person. Okay. And now we have a role. And we already have the address, we have the contract date, and we have the legal description. So if we use the autofill, all you need to do, for example, is to, manually add the number of the addendum in whatever terms you are going to write right here. Okay. Now, once that you're done, you're going to save it first, and then you're going to share it if you want to send it for signatures, right? Now you can see that this document has been shared. Okay, so now the buyer just signed, and as you can see, it changed the status from waiting on others to signed. And here we have the people, the documents, the information, and we do have a notification. So let's take a look. So as you can see here, it says Cecilia Peralta signed the document, the addendum to contract. So mark as read, and now the notification disappeared. So we already cover how to create a loop, how to upload documents, how to share them with the parties, how to read the notifications, and how to add people. So we kind of cover the basics. So I'm going to show you now another loop that is actually connected to a brokerage account, because that brokerage use Dotloop for compliance. Okay. Now, as you can see here on the left, you see not submitted, not submitted, not submitted. So here you're going to see submit for review on the top. So if you just click on it and select it, you can always just submit for review. And that is all you do. When you have a complete file, you select all of them and you submit it for review. It's that simple. So as you can see, it is super simple how to navigate Dotloop. You just need to create the loop. You just need to upload the documents. If there is any missing signatures, you will have to, share with the parties. Okay. And once that you have a complete file, once that you audit it, you make sure that, you did your job and everything is there as it's supposed to be, then you can just select all the documents that are required by the broker and submit for review. Now, in most cases, you're going to see after the broker review them that instead of submitted, now the status is going to change to approved. And that is how you know. Okay, so I hope that helped you. It is really simple, very user friendly and intuitive. So I hope that you feel more confident if you have to upload documents for review using Dotloop. Now, the next one is going to be on SkySlope. So stay tuned. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one.